Good afternoon. I am Harini Ramaratnam, founder of Veba Education Services Corp, a training and a coaching consultancy. I'm here today to share with you some few points how to juggle between work and home. So we to give a small introduction. I'm a life coach, a personal transformation coach. I train and coach students on exam stress, memory, concentration, and other things. I also help parents and children to communicate better and gel between them nicely, where I improve them by enhancing their communication skills, bridging the gap between the parent and the child. I also help children on issues like bullying, concentration, self-confidence, other issues. I train and coach early stages of women entrepreneurs and help them to set their goals, gain some clarity, take clear decisions, and climb up the success ladder. And I have conducted workshops on training programs on various topics that enhances the importance of life skills. I offer teacher training programs and leadership programs for teachers, professors, and lecturers. I help women to truly find their inner strength by overcoming their fears, resolving their conflicts, and just breaking their limiting beliefs and show out to the world truly who they are. So that's about me in short. For today's topic is all about how a woman can juggle between work and a home, which is we all know this is challenging. It's an ongoing challenge for all of us. With the current scenario, it is getting even more tougher. So before I just want you to give a short information before I speak on this topic, and I take up before I take some of the questions out there. So three things. What I would say is just three P's that all women can follow. The moms can follow here is plan, prioritize, and process it. So if you focus on these three, this will take care of most of the challenges which you get solved easily. So plan, prioritize, and processing are the three P's which I want to emphasize here. So as I keep talking as we go on, and if I'll start taking some of the questions out there, I see a lot of questions there coming up. What are some of Radhika Hayer has asked? What are some of the effective ways to keep my kids engaged so that I can focus on my work? Yeah, this is most of the kids are very attention oriented. No, they have this attention orientation thing where they can't even sit for a minute. They keep running here and there, and they demand your attention for sure. Especially when women sitting at home at this point of time managing work and home, they keep coming and disturbing you for something or other. So in these times, what I would say is introduce them to something different and new. So you give them enroll them in online classes like language learning or new things. If the child is too small, then you have to create something innovative you have at home, or have a toy which give the toy to the child in such a way the toy is bringing the hand and mind coordination of the child. Also, exercising and playing along with the child for some half an hour or 1 hour will also make the child satisfy the need of the mom's attention and also calms down the child. However, exercise of any form is going to give a pump of lot of serotonin and happy hormone, and then dopamine and motivational hormone also. So that makes sure the child is satisfied, happy, and it's also the energizer. The child, after it needs get addressed, the child makes sure that it keeps calm for some time. And here I want to say to the Radhika that just keep an just try to understand what is the child is all about, whether your child is an auditory, kinesthetic, or visual. so that you can find out from the child how it is showing interest, whether it's showing interest in songs, or whether the child is interested in movies or cartoons, or the child is interested to jump and run and play around and learn things. So based on that, you can decide how to engage your child. Suppose if a child is in auditory, then put some music, or no, give some auditory sessions or lessons which you can find online. Mostly music is the one which is going to keep the child going. So buy some small play instruments to the child so that the child keeps engaging with the music, because most auditory children are no, they love to listen to music, or they love to sing. Okay, that's there. So if it's a child is a visual, then you have to go with the cartoons or movies, or things which teaches the child in a visual form. Okay, that's what I want to say. The child is in a kinesthetic, then what you have to really do is buy. See, this time we cannot go outside the home, since we cannot step outside. There are playstations if you have, where the child keeps engaging with an activity. And if you open YouTube, there are lots of fun, engaging activities staying in the home, where you keep the child engaged, jumping and hanging around, like 5 minutes, quick walk, happy walk, fitness walk, something like that. You just play with the child for half an hour with the, putting on the YouTube music and play along with the child, or do the exercise. The child gets tired bed after half an hour, and it sits quiet for some time. So that is one thing I want to answer to you. And next, I'm moving on to the next question. Nisha, what are some of the ways to prepare myself to return to the career? So to answer you, Nisha, what I want to say is, first you need to check on a lot of things. Like, first, I want work. Yes. Is this coming from a space of need or want? First, you have to check that. Okay. Do I need to go? Or is there is a need in the family in terms of finance or anything, or it's my want, or the real need is coming from inside, the fire which is coming from inside to achieve something, to prove yourself to the world, or have an identity for you. So identify clearly, sit and think, what is that coming from, what is urging you. So once you decide, you have to take down a paper and jot it down, what all I can do with the current resources I have. Okay, so just write it out. Then identify what all I am skilled at, or what I am updated at. If you have been working already, then in this time you have to go back and update your skills, see what is in the market, what is current trend in the market, and do some online programs and keep yourself updated. So that's the one thing. And also you have to see, leaving the child, say you have been with the child at home for this some time, and now suddenly one day you're going to step out of the home for the work, and you don't know how the child will react and throw tantrums. So you should check into account, what is the support system you have, how much hour the child can be taken care of without you, or with a proper trustworthy, do I have a proper trustworthy support system? So if that is not there, then what is the next option? So can I work from home? If I work from home, if the need and the need or the want, whatever it is, will get satisfied, so will I be happy? See, what I say is, most of the women come to work and they keep complaining, and they feel guilty, and at the end nobody is happy. So if you would have read Lady, You Are the Boss by Apurva Purohit, it's such a wonderful book it is. So what she says is, yeah, we women take things, and we end up complaining. This is not going good. I have to do chapatis. I have to do this. Yes, you have taken a decision. So every time it's a choice which is in front of us. And once the choice is there, you have to take a decision. And once you take a decision, as yesterday also I listened to one of her webinars. She says there is decision is not like black or white; it is like shades of gray. So where you have to keep doing this compromises, but you have to make yourself prioritize at the first, like the self. What I say is self routine, self care routine is a must for a woman to balance things. The half an hour workout in the gym, or your meditation or your yoga, is going to take you through the whole day without getting irritated or frustrated. It's a must, I say. So that's and so based on these things, so how much time you can spend for the kid, what job you can do, and what you need to earn, and how you can scale up your career in the next few years. So with this basic things, you have to take a decision, Nisha. So nothing is going to be clear, everything on your end at the first time itself. You have to keep taking decisions as you go. So you can't wait for everything to go clean and smooth or perfect so that you can be at the happy state. But all you need to do is you can just make yourself guilty free. Okay, most of our moms suffer from this guilt part. So decide, it's a decision you have taken. Okay, so keep the guilt away and spend the time when you are at home with the child. Make sure how you are going to do it. That's you have to decide based on your work, based on your career you're choosing, and based on the child time that the child demands. So some child demands more time, some child demands less time. Effective quality time, that's what, it's not about more time, it is about effective quality time that you're going to spend. And so I think, I hope this will suffice. I'll move on to the next question. Aarti Sinha is asking how to work on the guilt. Yeah, yeah. So this is the one. See, you have to first, uh, most of the time, the all that uh, goes by like when you sit and talk. Okay, when you sit and talk, it just goes. So just have a talk and a conversation with the child. Like make a clear conversation. Just don't confuse the child that I'm not going to be there for some more time. I have to go to work. I'll come back and make sure I play with you. Once you make a promise, make sure you keep up the promise. So make sure you keep up the promise. So that's what I want to say. And you can plan. So you can say to the child that next half an hour I'll play with you, and then I have a call to take, and then I have to do the dinner work. So treating your child as an adult, okay, will help a lot. Like talking to the child as an adult, like telling him, yes, I have all these things to be taken care of. I have to go to work. I'll come back and play, and promise the child or make sure how much time you can commit, and keeping up to the promises will help a lot to be guilty free. Okay. Uh, so I am taking the next set of questions, and for some of the moms who really have so much on their head, like this guilt part, I would say just take a paper, write down all your worries. I keep saying that in my sessions. Write down all that. Yes, I am feeling guilt. I'm having this guilt. Yes, I'm still juggling between all this work and home. I don't know how I'm going to handle this. And yes, it's a true fact. So coming up to this acknowledgement space and accepting that, and then just throw the paper and go away. You will be no leader. How to, as you go with the flow, you will know how to take it ahead. The next one is Purnima. Hi, how to work from home and manage my entire family. Yeah, Purnima, to answer your question, I am also a mom who is working from home for like past 6 years now. And see, when you say work from home, again, it differs from person to person. Here, I keep specifying and stressing that the need and the want. So you may be in the need space, you may be in the want space, you may be in a deeper want. Okay, so you have to decide. Of course, when you work from home, schedules go erratic, things goes doesn't goes in perfect time and space. And mostly, if you ask me, my schedules are uncertain totally. When the job comes in, I have to take it. So what I do is I prioritize. Suppose if I planned tomorrow to buy grocery shopping, and suddenly some work comes up, or some counseling sessions comes up, I just skip the grocery to the next day, or I ask my husband to do the work. So you have to be very clear and ask for help from your people around the home. Like tell them, yes, I got a busy work, I have to do some work, so please take care of this. So you have to take help from your people. The first thing. Second thing, you have to delegate certain course, depends on the work time you have. See, work from home, there are products based, service based, everything which demands less time, more time, depends on what you're delivering or what you're no procuring. So what I'm trying to say is, you have to decide how much hour I need to work every day, and plan your day accordingly. And when things comes up suddenly, you have to prioritize. You have to put unwanted things on that list, second in the list. So that's how we are going to go. And so being working as like for the past 5 years, somehow able to manage. And also when you work from home, you have to make sure that the income which motivates most of the people there, you have to somewhere you have to compromise on the income part. So make sure, are you okay with that? Because I see women end up doing home working from home, and they don't get the money what they want, and they again feel sad, and what's the purpose in working and thing. So make sure what is your level of happiness content, what you want, what does the work gives you. Okay, so are you working for very top layers of desire, or it's very deep? So you have to decide on lots of things like that, and then manage it. So planning, like one day doing this work, the next day taking it according to the priorities as it comes up when you work from home, will help to some extent. How to make some me time for myself and relax while working and staying home 24 by 7. So Snehal, Prabhakar, so to answer your question, I say me time is must for everyone. So today I had to sit for this live. Yes. So morning I got up at 6. I finished my cooking at 7:30. Then I sat for my. Then I did my Pilates workout. Then I had to do the Jadu Pocha, which we all having at this pandemic time. So no support system. So we have to keep doing it. And then I had to do the pre-work for this live, and then I had to go with the call, certain calls to be addressed. Then, so I planned. I really planned. So always planning helps. So suddenly, women says, "I got busy. I don't have time to work out." See, if you have a lot of physical workout every day, then you can keep it to a bare minimum. Your workouts, your me time of where either you do a yoga, or either you do a drawing, or any kind of a mental relaxation work will help you. But make sure there is at least 3 days of physical activities. How to give time for this? Yes. So how to give? If you ask me in a simple word, I'll say you have time for eating. You have time for bathing, right? You have your time for cooking for the family. This all you can't say I'm not going to cook for the family today, or I maybe one day you can do that, or you can't say I can't. I can't do this work today. I mean, I can't feed my child. You have to feed your child. Same way, you have to put yourself in the place like, I have to do exercise today. Yes? So that's the spirit, you have to pick it up. Like, I have to do exercise. And when you do that half an hour exercise, it's going to keep you going the whole day. So that's the secret, where you get a lot of energies, lot of happiness, and lot of, looking for the fun-filled day ahead, like lot of the looking for the day ahead with lot of curiosity. What is going to come up? What all I'm going to achieve today? So what I'm saying is, making your time for the exercise is must. So that has a lot of benefits on your mental and the physical health for sure. So prioritizing your half an hour window or 1 hour window at least 3 days a week is a must. Just going to get things done in different ways, and you will find yourself other things goes very easily. So I'm moving on to the next question. Like how to Avantika has asked, I think how to rise in my career while being able to fulfill all my duties as a mother. Okay, so how to rise in your career? So as a mother, first think about what is the age of the child, how much time the child needs your attention, and what are the resources you have with you. So first get some clarity on that. And with respect to your career, what I'm trying to achieve in the next few years in career ladder. So that also you have to simultaneously jot it down. You have to do the cost benefit analysis here. Like, what is the cost I'm going to incur here, and what is the benefit I'm going to give it. So when the cost is going to give you some pains, the benefits are going to give you a lot of happiness. It depends on the need and want. Okay. So once analyzing that, you have to see for the support system. Okay. So what are the support system that I can take? How can I get the help from my husband, my partner, to take care of my child? So so this comes with clear communication with the partner. The yearly week of like weekend, like every weekend, plan with your partner, like next week how is your duty, how is your work, how many days you are free, what time you can come up. Though last minute erratic schedules you have to manage, that's a different question apart. But generally you can think about like how we plan. So okay, Monday I have don't have a meeting, I'll come early home and take care of the child. Tuesday if you are free, you come and take care of the child. So this way, it is not, being a super mom is not only about the mom alone. Here, as a family, how you are going to work together and take things ahead matters a lot. So it is not the women sacrificing, it is working as a family, coming from the space of empathy and understanding, and sharing the work is to be there. So that way you can decide and work on your goals, Avantika. So the more you work on your goals and prioritize yourself, you will be able to do the justice to both. So how to, so now moving on to the next question. Shruvi Alexis, hi. What are some of the ways to multitask better between the many responsibilities? Yes. See, again, there are certain responsibilities that you have to do it first. So, always again, I'm going back to my 3 P's: planning, prioritizing, and processing. This three is going to take care of majority of your challenges and doubts. So, here, prioritize what is important for me. So, suppose if you spend this much time in social media, then you have to cut down when, for some reason, when things need your demand, or people needs your demand. So there you have to cut down, and then you can plan. But still, there is no need to sacrifice your self-care time for half an hour or 45 minutes. So in those 45 minutes, what you're going to do? Are you going to do a meditation, or are you going to do a yoga? That keeps you going and much what do you say, much productive the whole day. Okay, that's what I want to say. So when you want to multitask, and when you want to see, just see your day schedule. Okay, try to write down what all I do in a day for 2-3 days. You try to jot it down, journal it down, how you are taking your day, how you are doing in your day. So when you do that, you will find yourself where I am losing my time exactly. Suppose if you are in a very busy day, you have to say to your loved ones, I can't make that call today to you. I'm very busy. Tomorrow I'll catch up with you. The person will understand for sure. So if it's a mom there out there who is there saying, if you have a habit of daily speaking to your mom, some days you have to tell her, yeah, I'm busy. I can't make the call today. Tomorrow I'll speak to you. Same. So like that, you have to prioritize certain things in balance as you go. So once you write down and jot down your everyday schedule, you will be able to find out where you lack your time, and asking one question to yourself: what should I do more? What should I do less of? So these two questions, if you constantly ask, will enhance your time management practice a much better way. That will enhance it a lot. So having okay. Niti J has asked a question: how to focus on my work while working from home and having a lot of commotion near me. Okay, when you say this, lot of commotion, this comes from the outside, not from. Okay, this comes from outside, right? That's what I understand, and I know that's what you mean. But I say, It comes from inside. It means inside there is some kind of agitation and irritatedness is there. You have to work on that first. Where is this irritation coming from? Why I am agitated? So people throw tantrums. People take us for granted, and people sit on our head for their needs. Yes, you have to do your duties as the role you're playing, being a mother, daughter-in-law, or a husband. I mean, as a wife or a sister-in-law, or whatever you are, being in a family or that. You have to play the role. You have to do the duties. And it doesn't mean that you have to react to the situations. So, how to go about it? Yeah, speaking is very easy. I know taking is very difficult. The first thing what I generally do is when you are not at comfortable space, when you are disturbed for some reason, the outside people are just a trigger. They are not the sole reason for your unhappiness or the commotions. So they end up in a commotion because they are not happy or they are not at peace. That's different. Just you make sure that you are getting that peace and calmness. So this can be attained by doing a mindful practices as like drawing, coloring for few minutes. Breathing exercise is going to bring you tremendous amount of peace and calmness in you. So yoga, if you can really spend 3 hours a week, okay. So that's at the bare minimum level I'm saying. And when you find a commotion happening in that space, you have to get yourself practice to move away from the room immediately. So you have to have the discipline of moving away from the space, or you can take earphones, put it on your ear, and start working. So that's the first way of moving away, not responding to the situations. And if you still people come and hurt you, people come and ponder on you, then what you need to do is, if it sits too much on your way, meditation is the one you have to start practicing at a small stage of like 5 to 10 minutes of various meditation practices will help. And for a quick fix, you have to take a paper, write out, pour your heart, tear it, and just you have to move with the flow. So journaling helps a lot in this kinds of commotion here happening around you. When things are not at peace, the more you journal it out, the more peaceful you become. Okay, so that's the one thing I want to answer for her. And any questions more? I'm just going to see. So finally, I think that's the thing I said about how to. One question I want to say: what are some of the ways to prepare myself to return to career? So Nisha has asked that question. So to answer your question, Nisha, so first analyze what you are going to come back as. Okay, are you going to continue in the same field, or are you going to take up something different? So just decide on that, and then where you are and where the market, the gap, analyze the gap. Okay, what you need to do, what you need to learn, get updated. So use this time to learn something on that end. So enhance your skills to keep yourself updated. Then once you decide, and prepare your mind first that I'm going to go for the job, how much time you will not be in the family, supporting your family from the outside, and what are the resources you have. So these are the few prior things you have to decide. And plan. A lot of planning needs here in terms of your goals, not only in the career aspect, also on the personal front. Like how you're going to keep up the relationship between your partner in a smooth way, and without getting affected the time span that you're going to spend with them, with the loved ones. Okay, so that you need to get some clarity on that. So working on these goals, like what is my goal in terms of career, what is my goals in terms of relationship, what is my goals in terms as a mom, and what is my goals in terms as a skill that I need to update, what is the goal in terms of the finance. So getting more detail in this will give you a clarity of what you want to achieve. So once you get clearer, then you can start prioritizing based on what you have in the sheet in the front. So once you prioritize, then you have to break it down into daily prioritization and daily planning. So that is going to take care. While doing this, you have to take care of your self-care routine. So make sure you allot your time to the self-care once you jump back to the career. So half an hour or 15 minutes or 45 minutes, that depends from person to person what you want to do at the start. But do this, allot the time window for you. So this is what I want to say. Before closing up, I just throw some few points if I've missed it. So what I want to say is communicate to a child that mom is not available for the next 1 hour or 5 hours. Communicate to the child, treat the child as an adult and do the communication. I'll come back and play with you and keep up the promise with the child. So that's, so train the child to do the home course as small jobs. Give them small jobs, depends on their, based on their ages. Ask your partners, the family members, to share the course. And for, especially for women, again I'm saying, the guilt part, you need not get wedded to the guilt part. Just throw it, keep it outside. Okay, men are not doing it, so rather you need not. Okay, you are also bringing in some money, you are also working for the family, you are also working for the betterment of the happiness and no other stuff which you are prioritize, which are in your priority list. So you need not get guilty for that. Okay, so have a playtime with the family or an exercise time, especially in this time. Make use of this where you can do a lot of playtime and exercise time. So I came across a lot of families saying we play for half an hour before we go to bed. Maybe whatever the age group of the child they have, they make sure they play together. So have your self-care and mind routine practices, and keep a trustworthy, nanny or outside support if you're planning to take, if you are jumping back to the career, and take the precautionary. And cooking, which where we move, women have a lot of the time, goes in cooking. So plan your cooking. Try OPOS short, like OPOS method, one pot, one shot cooking, which is available in the YouTube. Learn how to cook faster. Then cut veggies and freeze and use for the week. Depends on your work schedule. If your work demands more of your time, so these are the basic things you can take care of yourself. And according to me, and I have seen some of also the women who I converse with, who are playing a very dominant role in the industry, being a frontline managers or doing a leadership role. They all make sure that they have a half an hour self-care routine at least 3 days a week. That's a very minimum level, I'm saying. That 32 minutes to 1 hour is taking care of all the other things, making sure it happens in a very smooth way. Because when you do exercise or when you do mindful practices, you become very calm and peaceful. And when you start thinking in from a calm, peaceful way, you can also make others calm and play with them. You will also have energy to go around the whole day. That will help you to stop getting frustrated every at the end of the day. So exercise, plan, prioritize, process. So these are the things I want to put across for today's topic. And thanks for joining. Hope this session helped you all. Thank you so much.